Sorry, what was that question?
it was a wordy one, Josh. He basically said if you set a precedent for other fighters at any weight class to showcase the sport at its very best.
I don't know. I mean, what I've did is I've showed that hard work and dedication pays off. This has been 15 years in the making of hard work and dedicating my life to the sport, putting everything on hold, all my social life, things that I wanted to do with my friends, my family, my fiance back home, things that I've wanted to do and missed out on, all for this moment. It's all been geared to this moment, and it's finally paid off. It's finally paid off.
And before we get to the questions with the media in attendance, we have one from Neil McGlade from the Scotsman. I know you mentioned this on the broadcast, but further, just an additional message you have for Mr. Ken Buchanan back home.
Ken Buchanan, what an inspiration you have been to me since I was 19 years old. Since I walked in through the doors at Lock End Boxing Club, when my coach Terry was here with me, he's like a father figure to me as well. He's not just a coach, he's like a dad to me, Terry. Since then, the days, I met Kenny, giving me a little bits of advice on how to train and how to live life and how to dedicate myself to the sport. And he saw me boxing a couple of times as an amateur and hitting the bags and sparring, and he said that I could be world champion, and I've proved him right, and I'm just like him. I'm so proud that I can go back and see him now when I go back home and say I'm just like you, champ. I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon.
Yeah, we go to Steve Kim.
Josh, congratulations on the win. Jose Ramirez put on a lot of quick pressure the first 3-4 rounds. First of all, how difficult was that to deal with? And when did you start to say, I got this in terms of timing him coming inside?
I thought I won the first 2 rounds. His pressure wasn't anything, out of the ordinary that I'd had before. I wasn't never in any trouble. He was a very good puncher when he went 1, 2, and then 3. He was good like that. His jab was pretty good when he let it go. But apart from that, I was never in any trouble the whole time, the whole fight. Never in any trouble. So he was a very good fighter. I don't believe he could time me when I was fighting and using my feints and using my rhythm and my length and my boxing ability. He couldn't work me out.
Josh, to piggyback on that, over those first 4 or 5 rounds, Ben had said, discipline and patience was the key, so you were able to set things up and sort of draw him in and keep that gap short. How difficult was that, just in terms of your mental game, to sort of just hold off until you could unleash?
It was quite easy. It was quite easy to keep the distance and keep boxing him. I actually could have made that fight a little bit easier, if I had kept a little bit more disciplined. When he got success was when I put my hands up and closed my guard and let him throw. That was when he got success, and he was strong doing that. It would have been a harder fight if I had decided to stand and trade with him. Even though when I did decide to trade with him, I outfought him and landed the better punches. But that would have been a much harder fight. But I really do believe I could have made that fight a little bit easier if I just kept disciplined a little bit more.
Not only did you fully unify the division, you came to America, you beat a Mexican-American. Do you feel like, and you played the mind games to the T. Do you feel like you are a special breed of fighter? Is that why you're so, it seems like you're overcome with joy tonight?
I'm just so determined, and my will to win is second to none. I'm so determined, my will to win and my desire to win. I did everything right this week. On the lead up to the fight this week, the plan was to get inside Ramirez's head and use his aggression against him, and that's what I did. It worked perfectly all week. I didn't mean any disrespect by anything. It was all just to get inside his head, and it worked. And it's proved it in that fight. I walked him into some good shots.
No doubt.
Josh, you're obviously supposed to protect yourself at all times, and he did not do that in the 6th round. Did you see something before that led you to think that would be there?
What was that?
When you hit him in the 6th round with the uppercut,
Yeah.
when they broke you, did you see something before that let you know that was going to be available to you?
Well, I knew that he was going to try for the left hook to the body or the right hook up to the head. The big wide hook. He's very good at that. So he left the cell open. He puts his head down, and I took a little step back and hit him with the uppercut. I actually think the referee gave him too much time. He gave him too much time. That should have been the fight over. then. I thought the count was much longer.
Josh, are you surprised he stayed to the last bell? It looked like in the 7th you were on your way to a stoppage.
It was very, very tough. I mean, like, hats off to Ramirez, a very, very tough guy, tough fighter, what a champion he was. Great person as well, you know. I've nothing but respect for him and admiration for him, even more so now after that fight. You know, he was a very good champion fighter. I hurt him a couple of times, and after I put him down, all the fight was on my terms, and I just stood and watched him, and he didn't know what to do.
Josh, when you talked about potentially being able to get the stoppage, you came into the middle of the ring instead of being in the neutral corner there. Do you feel like if you had stayed in the neutral corner, you might have been able to finish him because Bayless wouldn't have pushed you back like he had done, and you would have had a little more time?
I don't know. I'm not sure. If I'd had a little bit more time, then yeah, because he was really flailing that round, and then the bell went. A couple of. I believe the count was longer than it should have been anyway, but it is what it is.
Jack, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Ellie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good.
You have a lot of options now. You fight Teofimo if he wins his next fight. Do you move up to 47? Do you move down to 35?
I don't know. We'll see what comes my way. I'm not going to be short of options of what's happening now. Every fight's going to be huge. Every fight's going to be big fights now. So I'm not going to be short of options. So we'll just take it and see what comes my way. Just ride the wave.
Anyone you want? Anyone on your mind? Anyone?
I'd like to go up to 147 and chase a real big fight like Terence Crawford. I'm not going to sit and call him out and stuff. I think he's a great fighter, but I just think 2 undisputed champions going at it at 147 would be awesome. Would be amazing.
Right over there, Josh. A lot of talk before the fight, but what did you say to Jose once you guys came together after the final bout?
Just nothing but love and respect, it was nothing but respect, and it was just all mind games to get inside his head before the fight, I meant no disrespect or no nothing towards him all week. It was just to wind him up and get him angry and get him agitated, and that's what I did. The plans, what I planned to do this week worked to a T.
Josh, congratulations as always, my man. But you mentioned there that 147 Crawford is a dream fight for you, but I know a dream fight for you is Edinburgh Castle or Easter Road back home in Edinburgh. The Scottish fans couldn't be in Las Vegas this time round. Do you think that you don't owe them that, but you think that it'll be good to give your Scottish fans something to get that Edinburgh Castle fight or that Easter Road fight next?
Yes, man. Andy, I've not boxed in my home city since I believe it was Miguel Vasquez at Inglestown in Edinburgh at the airport, which was a few years ago now. So I'd love to go back home and take a big fight back to Scotland, And now, especially now is the time to get that fight at Edinburgh Castle or Easter Road. I know Easter Road are going to be up for having me there, and they've said it to me a few times. So I'd love to have it at Easter Road, but I'd love to fight at Edinburgh Castle. I think that would just be iconic with the castle written in the background.
Keith over there.
Josh, is there even though you can still make 140, do you feel there are any fights really for you there that are big enough fights, like Mikey Garcia or someone like that?
There's big fights there, yeah, 100% there's big fights there. There's good fighters there, and I'll make 140 easy, so easy. So we'll just see what comes my way.
What about that
man?
man?
About fighting Mikey Garcia?
Sorry?
Mikey Garcia is looking for a fight now because obviously he can't fight Pacquiao. What do you think about potentially?
Yeah, I think he's a great fighter. Anybody who wants to have a fight, and it makes sense and it's what I want to do, and I'll fight anybody. I'm not afraid to fight anybody in this game.
Do you move past the Catterall mandatory though? I mean, given how big this fight was and the momentum you have.
We've also got Catterall as well. We might have to do that first as well. He agreed to step aside for to let this fight happen. So if I have to do that next, we have to do that next. But if something bigger comes along, then we might have to go for that.
Josh, just looking at your left hand, it looks like it's pretty badly swollen. Is it hurt, and do you feel like it might be broken?
Yeah, I don't think it's broken. It is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, but it's a small price to pay for what I've just went through. I think it was a shot when I moved to the side and he came at me and I hit my left hook. It did hurt the hand a little bit. I felt it hurting the hand a little bit.
Josh, has this moment hit you yet? You're undisputed champion at 140 pounds.
Definitely not. I mean, I've trained and visualised for this moment so long. I don't feel surprised. I really don't feel surprised that I'm undisputed champion. It'll not hit me until I sit back, maybe tonight or tomorrow when I get home. I'm not hitting what I've realised what I've just achieved. It's something special, but yeah. you know, it's not something.
When you look at how the fight played out, did it go the way you felt it would? And if not, what do you think you could have done differently?
Yeah, I thought it played out the way it was going to play out. I could have made it a little bit more easier if I'd just boxed, you know, if I hadn't tightened up and let him get his punches off. But it kind of played out the way I thought it was going to play out.
Josh, was there any ring rust, given the fact you only had like a half a round in like 14, 15 months?
Do you think there was ring rust?
No, that's the thing, but were you concerned about that?
No, not at all. As I've said in all my interviews, I don't believe in ring rust. I got all the preparation in the gym. I've got great quality sparring. I got from early on in my camp, you know, varying up the quality of sparring, you know, and the sparring partners working on things. It wasn't all it was. It was all working on technique and things that Benny and I have been working on for the last 18 months. You know, it's it all paid off. So no ring rust.
Last one, guys.
Josh,
Last one. No, right. Heath is the last one, right here.
Josh, I know you were.
I'll get you next.
I knew you were confident that you won the fight, but you were a little uneasy about the judging panel going into it.
Yeah.
Before they announced the decision, what were you feeling, and how confident were you?
I had absolutely no doubts in my mind, but them scores were an absolute farce. Them scores, if I hadn't knocked Ramirez down, that'd have been a draw. That'd have been a draw if I hadn't knocked him down. That's an absolute joke. You know, I knew they were going to try that. I knew, but I didn't make too much. I kind of made a little complaint to my advisors, but I said I don't want to complain too much because it may rub them up the wrong way. And again, you know, if I hadn't knocked Ramirez down there, it'd have been a draw, which is an absolute disgrace. But I did say it doesn't matter what the judges says. I've no doubt I was a clear winner in that fight.
Over there.
And Josh, you know, before you get out of here and enjoy the night, I know that Teofimo Lopez and his father both believed you would win this fight, and they would like that fight in the future. Any message to Teofimo Lopez?
None at all. He's got to take care of some business at lightweight first, you know. He's got to take care of what he's doing and actually become undisputed champion at lightweight first. He's a great fighter, I believe. I think he's a great fighter, great talent, but he's got some stuff to do at lightweight. But we'll just wait and see and take as it comes. We'll just wait and see what comes our way.
Josh, World Boxing Super Series winner, now undisputed. Hall of Fame, you just cemented it, I feel, or you have a strong argument, but now what's next in terms of legacy for you? What do you feel you can do to build on that?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said before this fight, I still don't feel like I've reached my full potential. I still feel I've got more to do, more things to achieve, more things to do. Yeah, I could happily retire tonight and say that's me done. Boxing, thank you very much. I've set out and ticked all the boxes. I've won the jackpot in boxing now. I've done the whole thing, you know, but the desire in here and to do more, to keep fighting, to keep proving until I feel I've reached it. Right, I've done what I don't think I can do any better. I'm going to keep going and going and going. I'm hungry for more all the time.
Thank you, Josh.
I don't know, but I'm going to go over with my mates. My mates Margie.
Yeah! They're all Undisputed. Let's
go.
go.
Have a good laugh.
The jobs are in town.
My friends, my family, my fans can come over, but we're going to go and have a good night tonight. We're going to have a good celebration there, for sure.
Congrats, Josh.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Get away!
That was the first time I met you. It was the last time.
I've always been a funny dude. You need to do a movie. You need to play yourself.
I actually watched that interview a couple of months back, and I was so skinny at 60 kilos and a skinhead, and I was like, oh my god, look at the state of me. But yeah, that was just I think Spain's going
But now this is
my dog
you know, have your fighter.
I just think Manny Pacquiao is a full cousin. It's not the same fight. I think I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure. I'm really invested.
Josh, he couldn't come tonight.
just want to say thank you, and I told you I was going to do it, and I'm bringing them back. Josh, is getting a parade?
Josh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Josh.
Okay, that's it. Message Jose Ramirez. I know he's supposed to beat everything.
Listen, I say that to respect him. He's a great person, a great human being. The things he does for the community, and the things he does as a real activist. Respect him for him. Today, this week, was all just to that was it. That stopped it. No. After the weigh-in, I stopped. I got audio.
Yeah, you gotta have them pose with both of those.
He was angry and he had moment, his competitive nature. I was recognizing my competitive nature. And that's what it was.
Right. Hey guys.
Josh, you gotta pose with the belts.
No, guys.
Pose with the belts.
You know, you told me this week, I ran out of memory and go forward. I ran out of memory and go forward.
Sorry about that. I didn't expect that.
Yes! Undisputed, Josh!
Josh, over here after.
Over here on this side,
Yeah,
Josh.
Josh.
We're going to get on those.
How heavy is that?
Switch over to if it's granite, oh, we're having a go. If we taking your own.
Josh, would you be able to do?
How do you feel in there, Josh? How do you feel in there?
I'm feeling good, you know. I was a little bit emotional after I got into the change room, you know. I mean, it's just 15 years of hard work. It's went into this moment, so I don't feel surprised that I've done it, but that's definitely not something I would have done yet. But when I do think about it, I will get a little bit emotional. I'm getting a little bit emotional now. Especially my family, and, I haven't been able to come out here and witness it for me. I'm very, very disappointed about what I've got to do in the year.
Brilliant, Josh.
Thank you
Well
very
done,
much.
mate.
Thank you.
You did it. I'm so pleased.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I don't know how to describe how I'm feeling at the minute. You know, it's definitely not some kind. I'm in a bit of a daze of how I'm feeling. You know, it's I don't know, but I'm not surprised that I did it anyway, that's for sure. Without sounding big-headed, I just knew I was going to do it.
In terms of recognition, you know, what do you feel you should get because of this win now? Obviously, they got to put you on the pound-for-pound list. This is a huge accomplishment, but what do you feel?
I think I'll get the recognition now. I mean, I can't ignore that now. I'm only the 7th fighter since the full belt era has come about. So it's a big achievement. So definitely got to get the recognition now.
In terms of UK fighters, where do you think this puts you?
I don't know, and honestly, I'm not interested in competing with anybody else from the UK. I'm really proud of everybody that has become world champion and things that they've done, and everybody else that have done things before me. I'm extremely proud of them, you know. So I have no interest in competing and saying I'm better than anybody else. You know, it's I'm just in this game to be the best I can be, and I'm no interested in competing and saying I'm better than anyone else. I really don't have any motivation to be doing that.
In terms of the hand, what round did you feel that you might have hurt it?
I can't remember what round it was, but I sort of moved. It's pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
yeesh.
big. I was moving that way, and I come back and he came at me, and I think the left hook and hit me right in the head. And I felt it straight away. In the hand. So yeah, it's pretty sore.
To you, what do you feel made the difference in the fight?
My boxing ability, my boxing IQ, my brain, my patience, my feet work, my stuff, you know, my feints, my movement. The key, I moved and get loose and stuff, but we didn't know what to do, couldn't time it. And also my speed, and I was relaxed with it as well. I wasn't going everything 100 miles per hour, and at the end of the timing, I was varying the speed and the timing and the power up, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, I felt you were able to see the shots coming at you, like you could telegraph what he was going to throw at you.
Yeah, because he wanted to get at me and hurt me. And I knew that's what he was going to do, but I wound him up through the week, and I got in his head to wind him up and make him out of it. And I knew he was going to hit me, and it tensed up, and I could see it coming.
How did his punch feel? Did he ever stun you at all in the fight?
None at all. Easy, like, he had a good stiff jab, and he does his 1-2-3, and his left hip was pretty strong. But I wasn't faced with
I know they've mentioned the future, but you know, how do you feel you do match up against a Teofimo or a Terence Crawford?
I think I beat them. Ask any fighter. Ask any fighter. I think I can beat them. So I'm not going to call it people for that. Let me enjoy my victory. Let me enjoy my victory, and let me go and do and enjoy this place. So I'm not thinking about anything at the minute. I'm going to go and enjoy this.
I know this could be maybe bittersweet because you know you have a small group of people here. I know you would have.
Sweeter though.
It makes it sweeter. Yeah.
It makes it sweeter. You know, I've got 3 of my good friends here, very good friends with me. My coach Terry, who I said is like a father to me as well. You know, so I've got people that mean a lot to me here, and it makes it special. I'm disappointed at my loved ones and family here, that's for sure. I'm gutted. I'm gutted that we know that. But we'll make it for it next time. I did say I'm going to win this fight, and we'll be back stateside again when it's all open up and do it again.
How do you celebrate? You go to Disneyland? What do you do?
I don't know. We don't know what we're going to do. The league's still young, so we're going to see what we're doing. But the adrenaline's wearing off now. I'm starting to get a bit tired and a little bit cold. I'm still sweating, so I'm cold now as well. So go and get a shower. What do you say, Frank? And clean up and see what goes.
Congratulations, Josh. You did it. Undisputed champion at 140 pounds. Big ups.
Undisputed. It sounds absolutely amazing. I'm not going to get tired.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Cheers.
You know what Frank just told me? He said today was the birth of a superstar, Josh Taylor. You should tell him you're already a superstar.
Yo, Ben, what'd you make of the performance and how Josh fought tonight?
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance. It had to beat Jose Ramirez because he's a top quality fighter. And just done what he needed to do.
In terms of the plan, did it work out the way you thought it would, or was there a little bumps here and there?
Yeah, there was little bumps here and there. Like Josh said, he could have made the fight even easier, if I'm honest. At times he closed up, too much time spent in a high guard and having Ramirez to have moments that he didn't really need to give away. But at the end of the day, he done enough of what we asked him to do to be successful. What's happening?
It looked like Ramirez was maybe there to get put out. Did you guys feel that at any point that you guys could have made it?
When he got dropped, you mean, after?
Well, even after, yeah, especially the second time.
Yeah, definitely. But again, I'm just saying there that.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Warrior, what chin, what conditioning he's got to see through that. I think he's going to 20 days.
Everybody else. I need to go.
But look, it's a job. To be fair to Kenny, you could say that if you come out the neutral corner earlier and they're calling me out, then I am going to give the fighter more time. I'll get you to go back before quitting the fight like this. We could say that, so you have to hold your hands up there. But again, Jose still looked hard. Gone and managed to recover and managed to come back and have some moments himself.
Is there anything that surprised you at all about Jose, or something that was unexpected at all?
We were very well prepared.
In terms of this accomplishment, you know, this is a big thing for you as a trainer. I mean, you got an undisputed champ. You know, how do you feel?
Yeah, of course, about my passion and helping the fighters achieve their dreams I don't think it's quite sunk in the brush yet, but when it does, obviously, it's probably thinking for me.
What do you like for him in the future? I know there was a few names thrown out, but you as his trainer,
what do
you think?
I have to speak to MTK, see what they've got in stock. I suppose when you get to this point, you can talk about what he wants financially. So Josh is the man now. So it puts him in a good position. You have to see what options he's got.
Let me throw two names out at you. How does a fight between him and Teofimo play out?
Teofimo's not undisputed like Josh said. Devin Haynes is the WBC World Champion. So there's that to handle. He had a fantastic win over Lomachenko, don't get me wrong, but that single win hasn't made him undisputed. Devin Haynes is WBC World Champion. So it doesn't, for how that fight is supposed to be sold, it's not quite what people are making it out to be. And then,
I haven't said the other one yet.
sorry, I know you're going to say.
Terence Crawford.
Yeah,
That's a massive fight.
Crawford, like, what a fight and what a task, but Josh has stepped up to every task put in front of himself and come out victorious. So, like I say, we have to play it by ear and see what MC does on the
I had for a fitness coach.
Hey, Ben, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Excuse me, guys.
Do you still have stuff in there?
I don't know.
Because there's a whole bunch of singing people in there. They're taking all of the banners.
Does everybody